Beep, 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 beep. Hello, good peeps. Welcome to the Court of the EDI. Jester, how the devil are you? Onwards. What have we got today? The Green Party are in court. Oh, yes. We can see this. If you want to follow it, you can. There's a website. Not website. There's a Twitter called @TribunalTweets. If you go there, you can actually see what they transcribe. They give extraordinary service to us and have done so many times with the Alison Bailey case and many others, including LGBT Alliance. So go and have a look at @TribunalTweets. I've got an article here about this from Unheard, written by Joan Smith. And the case is in regards to a man called Shahrar, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Shahrar Ali, who I had the pleasure of meeting at the Battle of Ideas, so he wouldn't remember, I don't imagine. So I possibly may meet him again at the Battle of Ideas when I'm speaking this year. We shall see how that unfolds. But in the meantime, we've got the Green Party currently in court. And Joan says here, the Green Party's trans court case is a sign of things to come. Shahrar Ali's litigation will be watched closely in other parties. So there's going to be all eyes on this. And if you want to see how ridiculous it can get, go and have a look at Tribunal Tweets, @TribunalTweets. All right, they've got the transcription of what they see. So their take of what's going on, usually verbatim when they can get it all down. So how did the Greens become so focused on trans rights that they've ended up in court is the question that's being asked here. The question is at the heart of a landmark action brought by the party's former deputy leader, Dr. Shahrar Ali, which is being heard this week. In what is to believe to be the first civil case of its kind, he is claiming he suffered discrimination, hostility and victimization because of his belief in biological sex. I don't find that hard to believe, folks, do you? You've only got to walk in the wrong place these days and you'll find yourself harassed because of it. You've only got to, go and drink in a pub in the wrong place and you'll find yourself harassed, let alone at work. So I've no doubt in my mind that this type of thing goes on left, right and centre. What will be interesting to see is whether we can prove it in a court of law, whether we can prove it and then say, this is what's been going on. And if this is a win, which we don't know, court cases can go both ways, it will be an enormous win. I mean, massive, a game changer. If, however, it's not, it still has a huge cultural relevance in that it was brought in the first place. And as I'm sure, as Joan will lay out here, it is the first of many. Ali was sacked last year as the Greens spokesman on policing and domestic safety after he was accused of breaking the party's code of conduct. Interesting. The party's code of conduct. He was told that his decision to champion a highly controversial position in the trans rights debate was incompatible with the role. His offence, arguing that sex is immutable, an opinion shared by most human beings who have ever lived. Well, it's a fact. Frankly, it's not an opinion, Joan, but it's a fact. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. But that's incredibly interesting, isn't it? Don't you think so? They've said that in their how can you put it? So they have a code of conduct, right? They have a code of conduct, which is, this is how you'll behave. We have them, generally, they're called the Nolan Principles, but nobody uses them. I don't know why. That should be enough to get an MP sacked if they breach those. But there's so many MPs playing silly buggers. Look at Russell Moyd, whoever is it? Is it Moyd? Russell Moyd? I don't know. Anyway, whatever it is. Fool. And Patrick, Harvey Twit. Look at what they're doing, see? So it was in the code of conduct, in which case they said he'd broken the code of conduct because he chose to champion a highly controversial position on the trans rights debate. Now, that highly controversial position is that sex is binary, it is immutable, which we know is a fact scientifically, and that it is also worthy of respect in a democratic society, as was established in the case of Maya Forstater. So let me see. This is the bit I can't get my head around. So help me put it in the Dubris. What's going on? Put it in the comments. How can you have something in your code of conduct that prohibits the expression of a belief that is protected under the Equality Act in a political organisation? If it was Greg's, diverse subjects will not be difficult subjects, then you might say, right, keep it out of the workplace, all of it. You might say that, right? But this is a political party So the code of conduct says you can't, it just doesn't make any sense to me, and hopefully the courts will be able to sort it out. He even believes, pause for gasps of horror, that a woman is an adult human female, and issued a statement to that effect when he ran for leader 3 years ago. That such statements can be characterised as highly controversial demonstrates how radically opinion within political parties, beyond just the Greens, has shifted in little more than a decade. Politicians now say ridiculous things with straight faces, such as denying that only women have a cervix. Brackets, Sir Keir Starmer. They are, Keir Harmer. How you doing? Queer Harmer. And the Lib Dem leader, Sir Ed Davey. Some women have a penis. And that was Starmer again as well, wasn't it? The Labour leader's backtracked, acknowledging that a woman is an adult female, and then he's backtracked again. He's like a revolving door, isn't he? Keir Starmer. But the Lib Dems are as heavily influenced by trans activists as ever. Well, that's because the puberty blocking drug maker gave him like $1.5 million. It's like some out of Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Doom. They're all there. You know, there's Mola Ram, which is the pharmaceutical company. I'll give you money. It's like Mola Ram Shakti Day. It's the cult in action, right? Okay. The party attracted widespread ridicule this week when it emerged that at an annual conference, the Lib Dems will vote on a motion stating that menstruation is not just a women's issue. I would suggest that motion is not the kind of motion I think it should be. And I think all the Lib Dems should pass a motion in public because they're so foolish. People can believe what they like, but Ali's case highlights what he calls a fanatical clampdown on legitimate debate. There have always been factions and disagreements within political parties, but the hostility faced by members with gender-critical views is unprecedented. During the Labour leadership contest in 2020, most of the candidates signed a pledge threatening members who hold transphobic views with expulsion. This pledge stuff you see again and again. It's like, right, so what we'll do is we'll write a pledge. We'll write 10 things if you want to join our club. Like a bunch of children, right? So Manchester's done the same. Manchester Pride does the same. Everybody has to have a pledge badge. I pledge allegiance to the trans and non-binary twats. You know, you have to... It's all a bit scary, really, isn't it? But it's true, right? So they'll do these pledges all over the place. Who else has signed it? There's GLAAD, G-L-A-A-D, the Gay and Lesbian Association of Ass Species, or whatever it's called, right? They've got the schools that teach medicine to sign it. We pledge allegiance to the trans and non-binary twats, right? Thank you. Sign here. Off you go. That weirdo pedo transcriber. What's his name? Hartland. Joseph Hartland. He's behind that, isn't he? We pledge allegiance to the trans and non-binary twats. Right, okay, well done. Thank you very much. Off you go. Look, go and read it. Go and have a look at Tribunal Tweets. It's an interesting case and it's an important one. So if you want to follow it, Tribunal Tweets is the place to go. Okay? At Tribunal Tweets. You can find them. Other than that, go and read the article. Thanks, Joan. It's a good article. And it gives us a little bit of a layout about it. There's more to read, obviously. But go and have a look. Buy me a coffee, become a warrior teacher, the usual stuff. All right? Have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye.